Welcome back, Elden Ring fans, to another video, and in today's video we are reviewing my personal opinions on Elden Ring. I've been gone for a little while, and the reasoning why is because I wanted to put as much thought process into playing all of the Souls series and then Elden Ring, and spend as much time as I could playing Elden Ring and putting as much effort into it as possible to really get the best amount of enjoyment out of it. And today we're going to talk about that. So let's go over the big thing. The Souls series. Why does it matter? People I hear all the time when I'm talking about balancing, which we'll get into, or the negatives and positives of Elden Ring, why the Souls series matters so much. And it does. Because that is the foundation of this game. For people who have not played the Souls series, this is the baby. Elden Ring is the new. Okay, it's the millennial, or whatever the fuck you weirdos want to call it. Okay? But the Souls series, mind my language, but the Souls series is the boomer. But the boomer is always smarter than the previous, than the next. Right? The newest is supposed to be better than the last. And we see that happen with the Souls series. You can see that perfectly. Passive poise is in Elden Ring. That is a problem, and we're going to go into why that is a problem. But in Dark Souls 1, you could go and equip just the biggest armor in the fucking world, tank all the damage in the world, not get stunned, and shoot a spell called Dark Bead. Dark Bead would one-tap everything in the game, basically. Like, if it didn't, then that thing was lucky that you didn't kill it the first time. And you get to keep spamming the spell, by the way, which only takes like 2 seconds to spam. It was ridiculous. And not fun, especially for PvP. And PvP matters because PvP affects PvE. So I just wanted to go ahead and talk to you guys about that because it does matter. Those things matter. And people are like, well, it's a PvE experience. Really? Is it? Because everyone's playing it. Everyone's playing it together. And if you think that, that's fine. But it does affect. If they change the speed of a weapon or the damage of a weapon based off of the PvP, guess what? In PvE, the speed's the same as it is in PvP. The weapon doesn't change. Or it does change. But it doesn't get to, like, go back to what it originally was. Twin blades. They sped them up. Fist weapons, they sped them up. So now, your tiny straight sword is getting outspeeded and outdamaged, out DPS'd by a twin blade, which of course should probably happen, but by fist weapons, by things like that, with status effects stacked on top. So imagine that. Imagine how bad that is. But Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 1 had its passive poise. DS2, they tried to do passive poise. They tried. It still failed. You shouldn't be able to out passive poise a fucking ultra great sword. But, yes, you can. You know, hyper armor is not really a thing once you look at poise, which is a problem because, like people keep saying, poise is so good. But if you have a gank squad of people going up against you with max poise, what is your max poise going to matter? It doesn't. Passive poise is a problem. It's not good. It needs to be the required status of poise damage against a weapon. Each weapon needs to have their own hyper armor and poise damage to stun people. Because if they don't, then the slower weapons can never catch up to the faster weapons. Because all you need is long range and speed, and you will always beat somebody as long as you have a million poise. And that's ridiculous. That is like pay to win. All you need is armor. All you need is a ring. That is horrible, horrible idea. That is a bad idea. And that is the first place we're going to talk about where Elden Ring fails. When it comes to Elden Ring, it fails with that. Enemies can't stop you. People can't stop you. You just get to spam with already a busted status effect that we don't even need to go over because of how busted they are. But on top of that, builds. Builds started in Dark Souls 2. Dark Souls 2, as much as I think that game is really broken because of just like how the movement works, how you just slide around and fall off cliffs, but I don't even hate the game. But because of them putting so much effort into you being able to make your own build, it worked. It was fun. But then there was passive poise. Then there was status effects. And the status effects are nowhere near as bad as Elden Ring's. But then we have Dark Souls 3. They decided to take passive poise and make it a secondary thing. You know, it's not something that really affects you. The hyper armor of your weapon mattered. So a sword fight, if you hit somebody with a straight sword during a sword fight, you couldn't just use poise and fuck over the other person if both of you have a straight sword. That's not how it should work. At all. You both are the exact same size. And poise, passive poise shouldn't be a thing because all it takes is 2 spellcasters, or one of them being a spellcaster, and he gets the win anyway. Because magic's overpowered. And magic costs no FP, just like skills cost no FP. All it takes is Moonveil. All it takes is Rivers of Blood. But Dark Souls 3 decided to make a meta. They decided to make a meta. And people are like, oh, I hate Dark Souls 3. It's only people with Murky Handsight and Gundir's Halberd and Leto's Hammer and swapping. Well, guess what? Those are 3 things. 3 things that were busted in Dark Souls 3. 3 things you didn't have to make a character for. 3 things that you just needed the bare minimum for. You didn't even have to make a character based off of it. If you had the bare minimum requirements for a Gundir's Halberd, you got to spam and win. 3 weapons. Not the entire list of weapons and spells and incantations. Elden Ring. Everything's busted in Elden Ring. Everything. And that's not good. My first experience with Diablo 3, I was given modded gear and I never play the game. Because why? I insta-kill everything and it's boring. Elden Ring has the same problem. I insta-kill everything or everything insta-kills me. It's never like an in-between, like I barely made it off. Or like a, ooh, you know, like the boss was super hard. No, it's the boss literally ran away the whole time and I just had to keep running after it and spamming LT, which is what 90% of people do. I am like the only person who hates pressing the left trigger on my controller. I hate pressing it. LT, or whatever the fuck you want to call it for PlayStation, or whatever you call it on PC. It's not fun. I'm sitting there spamming. And I have put years into these games. Years. Years. I know what I'm talking about. And I'm sure there's some people who don't believe me, who think that passive poise is great. Because there are people that I know that have played for years and think passive poise was amazing. Because they could gank a whole squad. They could run through a whole squad of people who didn't happen to have passive poise. Because they've never had the issue of everybody has passive poise. So when they go and they're like, I can take on 3 people. And then me and my 3 friends decide to be like, hey, why don't you take on us? And then we have more poise than him or just as much. The whole fucking attitude changes. Our friend winds up unfriending us because he's mad. That's just an example. But I'm saying, like, you know, it's because, guess what? Yeah, when the game's fair, it winds up being a skill factor. When you're not using something absolutely fucking busted, it becomes a skill factor. Like I said, I put my stats in this video on just 3 characters on Dark Souls 3. Just 3. Just 3 that I haven't touched in, like, forever. And I have more than 9,600 kills. 9,600 kills of just invaders. That's how overpowered being a host is. Now, I'm a good fighter. I'm an extremely good fighter when it comes down to the Soul series. I know how parrying works. I know that in Elden Ring, you have literally almost half the parry frames you do in Dark Souls 3, which is ridiculous because all of the weapons in that game are faster than Dark Souls 3. I know that your rolls, the reason why you get roll caught in Elden Ring is because the iframes are in the beginning of your roll, not the end. Not the end. So at the end of your roll, you get woke up by the giant AoE that lasts forever because your boss decided to spam it 5 times. Why is it when you stand underneath a troll, the troll literally stomps until you get out from underneath him? That's the only thing he does. He doesn't try to gain distance. But when you do it to Fire Giant rolls away from you 90,000 times. And because you're a melee build, because you don't want to play magic and fucking pansy-ass bleed, because you're not a normal person and you want to have fun playing the game, not mash the fucking boss with overpowered shit that shouldn't be overpowered as much as it is, because you want to play balanced enough, you can't do that. Why is it that a halberd is twice as fast as an ultra but deals literally like 100 damage less, which is not very bad? That is extremely good. There is no point in using ultras at all. You've removed the fact of ultras. They don't even do hyper armor. Their hyper armor doesn't even activate in the beginning of their attack. It's like midway through their fucking attack. I threw out the attack. A dude with a spear should not be able to stop me. And because he has passive poise, maybe that's the reason. But also, ultras are terrible. I have a friend on here named B2. He's probably watching this video at some point. And guess what? Hey B2, if you are, comment down below what damage you did with your ultra. With your Royal Greatsword at 585 with 80 in strength, 80 in dex, and 80 in intelligence. Comment down below what you did. I'm gonna tell you right now, it was 1,060. 1,060 damage. 1,060 raw damage with that weapon at 585. 585. We both have almost the exact same defense, by the way. My character, my 125, when I put on 3 rings, or a ring and a helmet, guess what? I got to do just the bare minimum stats, not pumping any more into my stats. I do the bare minimum stats. I got to do 905. He's doing 100 more damage than me. Wow. Wow. He has 80 in both of his other stats that matter. 80. That's 160 points of fucking levels that took forever to get. That is more than double my level just for his damage scaling, that I'm doing 100 less damage than him. That's it. That's it. Just 100 less damage. And I'm sorry, my dog is running around and goofing off. But that's ridiculous. I want you to look at your bleed weapons. If you have a max level character at home, if you're watching this, go home and look at your max level character's bleed. Tell me if you put 99 stats into your strength, dex, and your arcane, intelligence, and faith. Tell me why a quality weapon does less physical damage than a bleed weapon. Why? When the scaling is so much better on a quality weapon, why does it do more damage with arcane, which already gets a status effect? Why does frostbite literally cost no stats to use? None. You just need strength and or dex based off of the weapon. It's not okay. This game is so fucking unbalanced that people are stopping. People are not playing. I know Souls fans who have played for years and years who hate Elden Ring, who don't want to even touch it because of how fucking unbalanced it is. It's not fun. It's not fun walking into a goddamn blunderbuss of assholes, spamming one spell, one's fucking over-leveled, has max poise so you can't stop him from healing the whole team, and he just literally spams heal, which, because he's over-leveled, and he has max faith, and that gets to scale, just like Arcane gets to scale, but Strength doesn't, Dex doesn't. Guess what? He gets to do a shitload of healing. He gets to do a shitload of damage. He gets to spam a shitload of spells that are AoE, or do half my health, or all of my health, without even buffing. Without even buffing. Let's not even go into fucking buffs. Shit, not everybody wants to use goddamn buffs. Buffs should not double your damage. You should not be able to wear a ring that doesn't have a negative effect to you, and it gains you 35 fucking damage on a soul spear. On a comet. What the fuck is that? From Software. You have, and you know what? I can judge them for the people who are all mad about this video. I can. You know why? They've had 15 years of experience. Dark Souls 1 through 3, Sekiro, and Bloodborne to figure this shit the fuck out. And it does make me mad. It does piss me off. Because I have sat here and I have expectation for them. Because I know that them failing looks bad on the community and on them. I don't want them to fail. Because I care about the people in this community. I care about Fighter PL and Chase the Bro, who can't make videos because guess what? PvP is not fun. PvE is not fun. You play through it once and you've played through it a million times because every boss is the exact same. It's a reprint of another boss because they just didn't want to do it. That's unacceptable. Unacceptable. The game has potential and you see it. I see it. It has expectation and it has not reached it because they have not balanced the game to expectation after almost a whole fucking year. DS3 was balanced after like the second fucking DLC. It was perfect. The other games are expectation. It has the world building. It has the creativity. But if you just sit here and don't mess with your game now, then you're going to lose more players whenever you take away all of their overpowered shit. They're going to get more mad because it's all gone. Rather than just doing it as soon as it happens, ripping the Band-Aid off faster, just make it happen so people can't complain because everybody's going to be mad. People are going to be mad. People are mad at this video, I'm sure. You don't like Elden Ring. Shut up. I play fucking Elden Ring every single day. Where are you? I do my due diligence in this community. I help people teach and learn how to play the game every day. I do it every single day. I don't gank. I don't run around and spam people with spells. I fight them fair and square because I'm so tired of everybody ruining the community for new people. New people are absolutely screwed. And the only thing they ever learn is bleed and moonveil in spell spam because they see us do it. We're the example. We are the higher level people. We are the people who have had the experience. We have to show them it's not okay. You have to show them that there is more to the game. And once the game does get balanced, holy shit, are you going to be worthless as fuck if you haven't done it. If you have not learned how to actually play the game and you've been waiting and sitting on your ass and expecting spells to do everything for you, or expecting AoE mash to do everything for you, or expecting an over-leveled Phantom to do everything for you, or buying your way through the game because you can't fucking do it. And what is it? Zyostorm just made a video about how people with disability, they have an issue. Yeah, but the people with the disability aren't complaining as much as the people who can't beat the first boss because they're fucking dog shit. Go explore. Stop buying souls. Learn how to play a game for once. Teach yourself. People with a disability are trying. And there are people out there just abusing the fact that they have money, or abusing the fact that they don't want to even try and learn how to play a game. Those people sicken me. Get the hell out of our community. Either grow up, learn, become a better person, and become a Souls fan. Become an Elden Ring player. Become a better community server. Or get out. Get out. You have no respect here. None. None. I'm a small-time YouTuber. Who the fuck am I? I don't care. I don't care. I hope you hear it. I hope you hear how nobody likes that shit. No one. If you bought Souls and you're younger, you don't understand, you can't play the game because you just don't understand. Mommy's credit card, whatever. That's fine. Go back to Fortnite. Go do whatever the fuck you want to do. Go play the kids' games where skill is on your same level. This game is about skill. Difficulty's not a thing. It's about skill. You don't have to go fight a boss. You can gain more level so that you don't have to use as much skill, but your skill is still going to be a requirement. And for the people with disabilities, I hope that there's a controller or something I hope that there's something that they can make accessible to you. You know, making the game be able to play a different way. Having a different layout for controllers for just individuals with like one hand or colorblind or anything like that. Because you deserve to be able to experience this game. But the problem is our community ruins the game so bad that those people don't get to have fun. I don't know anybody with a disability, but I'd be fucking pissed if the first thing they got handed was 3 dudes ganking them and they couldn't stand a chance, not only because they have a disability and they're already at a disadvantage, which, no offense to them, but that is unfair, on top of the fact that they have to deal with spam and unbalanced shit. So FromSoft and us as the fans, need to say something. Because that shit's unacceptable. Unfucking believable. Unacceptable. 15 years of making video games that have been solely one type, and they couldn't figure out that, hey, maybe we should stop making Bleed so goddamn overpowered because it was overpowered in every game. Magic was already overpowered in every game. Make it balanced. Balance your fucking game so that people can actually have fun and not have to make the same builds all the time. People deserve to have their time to play, especially the people with disabilities. They deserve to have that experience that I have had. I have made so many friends that I still play with even now. I'm in a party with B2. My microphone's off. I'm making a video and he knows that. I play with him every single day. Every single day I talk to him. Every single day I talk to Peanut. Every single day I talk to Failure. Well, the Failure hasn't been on in a while, but whatever. Every single day there are people who know my name. There's 104 people on my friends list and they all know me and know how I play and know my play style. And they all know that I have a true and honest to God movement when it comes to these games. I have a true and honest opinion. My shit shouldn't be overpowered at all. Ultra should do a lot of damage, but it should be slow as fuck. I do not deserve to be fast as shit. No way. That's overpowered. But the halberd shouldn't be doing as much damage as me, even though it's faster and it's longer. That should also not be a thing. There is a balance. A balance. In this game, combat fluidity is gone. The fluidness of combat is gone. It's more like mud than it is water in a jar. It is bad. And people need to stop sucking the dick of Elden Ring and From Software and tell them what they want. Tell them what should happen, what they need. Or people are going to keep doing this shit and this game is never going to grow. And I hope that the DLC is good. But I have been debating on if I even want to buy it. And I always pre-order games that are from FromSoft. I always do that stuff. But it's unacceptable how an invader can get ganked so damn bad. How even going against a boss can mash you so damn much. Unreal. Unreal. So have a good day, guys. Peace out.